Borders are a fascinating aspect of our world, separating and defining countries and their territories. Have you ever looked at a map and wondered why these borders are often depicted as straight lines? The answer to this question is rooted in the complex interplay between history, politics, and even nature. One of the most famous straight borders in the world is the one dividing Canada and the United States. This seemingly unbroken line stretches a remarkable 8,891 kilometers or 5,525 miles and serves as a testament to the importance of clearly defined territorial boundaries. However, this is just one of many examples of straight borders that can be found throughout the world. In this video, we will delve into the history, politics, and natural forces that have shaped the borders of the world and explore the reasons behind their distinctive straight lines. From the medieval borders of Europe to the artificially created borders of modern-day Africa, we will examine how borders have evolved over time and the impact they have had on the world. So join us on this journey as we uncover the fascinating history and evolution of borders and discover the reasons behind their straight lines on the map. And if you are intrigued by the world of borders and want to learn more, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The history of borders and the shaping of nations is a fascinating topic that has its roots in the 1648 Treaty of Westphalia. This treaty marked the end of the 30 Years' War in Europe and served as a cornerstone in the development of the modern nation-state system. The Treaty of Westphalia established the principle of territorial sovereignty, whereby each state was recognized as an independent entity with the right to govern itself within its own borders. This was a significant shift from the previous feudal system where lords and monarchs held sway over a patchwork of territories. Another important factor in the formation of borders was the influence of colonial powers. European nations such as Spain, Portugal, France, and Britain expanded their empires through colonization, establishing territories around the world and drawing borders to define their spheres of influence. The borders of many African and Asian nations, for example, were largely shaped by colonial powers, often with little regard for the indigenous populations or existing cultural and geographical boundaries. This legacy of colonial borders continues to impact the political and economic landscapes of many countries today. Cartography and surveying were also critical in determining borders, as accurate maps were necessary for the demarcation and administration of territories. The advancement of surveying techniques in the 17th and 18th centuries made it possible to accurately measure and define borders, leading to more precise and effective boundary disputes resolution. The work of cartographers and surveyors continues to play a role in border negotiations and disputes to this day, as the accurate mapping and measurement of borders is essential for effective governance and the resolution of territorial disputes. Straight borders have played a significant role in political considerations and international relations for centuries. There are several key factors that have made straight borders a preferred choice for many nations. The ease of demarcation and administration of straight borders is one of the primary reasons for their popularity. Straight lines are easy to survey and measure, making it much simpler to establish and enforce the boundaries between countries. This is particularly important in areas where there is a need for clear and well-defined borders, such as in peace treaties and diplomacy. In peace negotiations, straight borders have been used as a means of resolving disputes between nations. They serve to divide territories and establish clear boundaries between countries, helping to prevent future conflicts and disputes. By establishing clear and well-defined borders, peace treaties can help to ensure stability and security in the region, promoting economic and political development. The negotiation of borders is also a means of exerting political power. The location of borders can have a significant impact on the resources, trade routes, and waterways of each country. This can provide strategic advantages and has often led to border disputes throughout history. As such, the negotiation of borders in peace treaties and diplomacy is a critical component of international relations, as it helps to determine the location and boundaries of each country and can impact their future prospects for stability, security, and prosperity. The natural features of the Earth's surface, such as rivers, mountains, and geology, have played a significant role in determining the borders between countries. For centuries, nations have used natural features as convenient borders to separate and demarcate territories. One of the most common forms of natural borders are rivers. For example, the Rio Grande River serves as a natural border between the United States and Mexico. The river has been an important boundary between the two nations for centuries and continues to be an essential element in the political and economic relations between the two countries. In the same way, the Danube River has served as a natural boundary between several European countries, including Germany, Austria, Slovakia, and Hungary. Another form of natural borders are mountains. In many cases, mountain ranges have provided a natural barrier between countries and have been used as borders. For example, the Himalayas mountain range serves as a natural boundary between China and India, while the Rocky Mountains act as a barrier between the United States and Canada. In both cases, the mountains have played a crucial role in shaping the political and cultural identities of the neighboring countries. However, the use of natural features as borders is not always straightforward. Physical geography, such as rough terrain or the absence of clear geological markers, can limit the use of straight borders and create complex and irregular boundaries. This is particularly true in regions where the topography is characterized by dense forests, swamps, or deserts, making it difficult to demarcate borders using straight lines. The role of geology and topography in determining borders is further complicated by the presence of minerals, oil, and other resources. In many cases, countries have used geologic features to support their territorial claims and controlled valuable resources. For instance, the oil-rich Alaskan North Slope has been the subject of a territorial dispute between the United States and Canada, with both countries claiming ownership of the region based on geological data. Economic factors have always played a crucial role in the determination of borders between countries. The control of resources and trade routes, access to ports and waterways, and the impact of borders on economic development and trade are key considerations that have shaped the borders of nations throughout history. The control of resources has been a driving force behind many border disputes and negotiations. For example, the border between Iraq and Kuwait was a contentious issue in the 1990s due to their disagreement over control of the Rumaila oil field. Similarly, the dispute between India and Pakistan over the region of Kashmir is driven in part by the control of water resources in the region. Access to ports and waterways is another important economic consideration in the determination of borders. Coastal countries have often sought to control the seas and waterways that surround them in order to protect their interests and ensure their access to important trade routes. The United States and Canada, for example, have a long-standing dispute over the boundaries of their maritime boundary in the Gulf of Maine, which is important for fishing and energy exploration. The impact of borders on economic development and trade is also a crucial consideration. Borders that are porous and allow for the free flow of goods and people are generally more beneficial for economic growth and development. Conversely, borders that are heavily regulated and restrict the movement of goods and people can limit economic growth and lead to a decrease in trade. The European Union, for example, has sought to reduce border restrictions and promote economic growth through the creation of a single market with the elimination of trade barriers and the free movement of goods, services, capital, and people. The history of borders and the shaping of nations is a complex and multifaceted topic with roots dating back to the 1648 Treaty of Westphalia. The treaty established the principle of territorial sovereignty, which has been a cornerstone in the development of the modern nation-state system. The influence of colonial powers, cartography, surveying, natural features of the Earth's surface, geology, topography, and economic factors have all played significant roles in determining the borders between nations throughout history. The negotiation of borders continues to be a critical component of international relations, as it helps to determine the location and boundaries of each country and can impact their future prospects for stability, security, and prosperity. Straight borders have been a preferred choice for many nations due to their ease of demarcation and administration, but the physical geography and economic considerations often lead to complex and irregular borders. The role of borders in shaping the political, cultural, and economic identities of nations remains an important area of study and continues to influence international relations to this day.